How's everyone doing? So we're actually going to be inside for today's video. We're going to be in the studio, but we're filming this out here because it was a bit of a disaster filming this week's episode, and I actually filmed the entire thing, realized it was out of focus, and then had to refilm the entire thing. And then while I was refilming, I forgot to refilm. How many times have I said refilm? I forgot to refilm an intro. So that there's no intro. So then we're filming the intro right now. Yeah, the original intro wasn't anything super special. What did I even talk about? Oh yeah, so we're starting this week's video off with a little bit of a magic trick, just kind of a little fun start to the video. And I know that's such a, a Peter McKinnon thing to start off a video with a magic trick, but fun fact about me, I actually used to be really into magic back in the day. I used to do a lot of magic, and I haven't done it in years, but I'm kind of getting a little back into it. So I just have a quick little magic trick to start off this week's video. So let's get into the studio. All right, so let's get on with the magic trick. So I'm just gonna pop these cards out of the box, and I just want to specify that there is no weird camera tricks involved with this trick. It's just pure, good old-fashioned magic. Well, not pure magic, because I don't even want to get into that right now, but it's just no camera tricks, just magic. So what I'm going to do, how this trick works, I'm going to hold up the deck, riffle through it, and you guys are going to see a card and memorize that card. Okay, simple enough. So let me just make sure my focus is in the right place now. Oh, we're just about, there we go. So also don't pick the 3 of clubs, because that's just too easy. You gotta make it a little challenging for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna riffle through, and like I said, see a card, memorize the card. That was a little too fast, I admit. So let's go a little slower. Everyone see a card? Okay, so now I want you to keep thinking of that card. Make sure you don't forget what the card was. And I am going to find your card. So I believe that out of 52 cards, I have found your card. Wait, is that not your card? Ace of clubs? Oh, wait, sorry, one sec. There we go. Alright, so let me know down in the comments if I actually got your card. I'm curious to see if it worked through the camera and if it wasn't too sloppy or anything. I haven't done magic in a long time. I'm kind of getting back into, not really. It's a fun thing to do every once in a while. But anyways, let's get on with the real reason you guys came here, the reason you clicked on this video. So today we are continuing our study of 1 Timothy 3. I feel like I should do like a cool 1 Timothy 3. Anyways, yeah, so that's what we're doing today, but just don't click away. Don't exit out of this video because you're like, oh, well, I don't want to become a pastor. Like this isn't relevant to me, because I am making this relevant to everyone and hopefully answering some questions you have about pastors and becoming a pastor. And I know it might not sound like it's going to be relevant to everyone, but trust me, it will be. Okay, so as I have mentioned before, I want to become a pastor. Next year, I'm going to Bible school to pursue some sort of future in church ministry. And when I tell people that this is what I want to do with my life, especially non-church people, they don't understand. They don't understand the kid fresh out of high school wanting to become a pastor of all things. Most people just look at me funny when I tell them, and I know this is something that I will just be going through for the rest of my life, just non-church people asking me what I do for a living, and then me having to explain that I am a pastor. And people they look at you weird, especially in this culture that's becoming more and more secular. People just don't understand what being a pastor, what being a leader in the church is all about. So today we're doing a quick study through 1 Timothy 3 and talking about what becoming and being a leader in the church is like, and again trying to make this relevant to everyone. All right, so let's bring out our Bibles and let's just get right into 1 Timothy 3. So verse 1, here is a trustworthy saying. Whoever aspires to be an overseer desires a noble task. This is the first thing I want to note about church ministry. It is an important role. Now, let me be very clear about this. I'm not saying that it is the most important job in the world. And I'm not saying that I'm becoming a pastor so that, I can be better than everyone else. But it is undeniable that pastors play a huge role in the church and are crucial to maintaining it. It is not something that should be taken lightly. But at the same time, if everyone were pastors, where would we be? We need leaders and Christ's ambassadors in various different fields. People are called to different places, and people that are called to ministry are called just can't talk today. People that are called into ministry are called into a challenging and important role. And what I'm trying to emphasize here is that they're not just trying to take the easy way out of life and avoid getting a real job. Okay, let's read verses 2 to 10. Now, the overseer is to be above reproach, faithful to his wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not given to drunkenness, not violent, but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him. He must do so in a manner worthy of full respect. If anyone does not know how to manage his own family, how can he take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the same judgment as the devil. He must also have a good reputation with outsiders, so that he will not fall into disgrace and into the devil's trap. In the same way, deacons are to be worthy of respect, sincere, not indulging in much wine, and not pursuing dishonest gain. They must keep hold of the deep truths of the faith with a clear conscience. They must first be tested, and then, if there is nothing against them, let them serve as deacons. Okay, so let's talk about a common thought people have, that pastors need to be perfect people with perfect lives just all put together. Let's unpack these verses here and talk about that. So, no one is perfect. But in 1 Timothy 3, Paul lists the qualifications of a leader in the church. To become a pastor or an elder in the church, one must put effort into the transformative journey that they are on as a Christian. These qualities that are listed in this passage should apply to every Christian, but at the end of the day, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. No one is perfect, but pastors are expected to have a certain level of spiritual maturity. Not saying that they're going to be perfect people, because they're not. They're definitely not going to be perfect people, but they're people that are keen on developing the fruits of the Spirit by letting the Spirit grow within them. Someone that truly embodies what Paul talks about in 2 Corinthians, a new creation. Someone that, while not being perfect, does not live the same life they did before they were saved. Okay, so let's talk about some common misconceptions or questions you might have about pastors and ones that may have answers within 1 Timothy 3, just so we can explore a couple of these qualifications. So, first one, and this is a question I get a lot, is what is schooling like for a pastor? So, one of the qualities Paul outlines in 1 Timothy 3 is being able to teach. A leader of the church, specifically someone teaching the congregation, must have a deep understanding of the Bible and the deep truths of the faith. Verse 9. Man, I just really can't talk today. It's probably because it's so late and I'm just fried. Anyway, so a great place to gain this knowledge and understanding is some form of Bible school, which is where a pastor can get a real, legitimate degree. Let me stress that. A real, legitimate degree. A lot even go back for more schooling down the road to further expand their knowledge so that they are able to teach. The second question I want to address is, can a pastor drink and party and get lit, as the kids say. Well, verse 3 lists the qualification not given to drunkenness, and verse 8 lists the qualification not indulging in much wine. It doesn't say don't drink at all, but getting drunk is a sin because it impairs our judgment and leads us down the road of bad decision making and sinful actions. Also, as a leader of the church, your public image is important. If your congregation sees you walking around every night just drunk, it sends the wrong message. It's similar to how in another one of the qualifications, Paul talks about a leader of the church needing to manage their own family so that they can show that they can manage the church. A pastor should show the congregation that they have the self-control to not get drunk and always point to the source of that self-control, the Spirit working within them. We could go through some more, but we don't have too much time. I don't want to keep these videos somewhat short. So that's all we're going to talk about for today. Hope you enjoyed the little study of 1 Timothy 3. As usual, hit the little subscribe button for more videos every single week. Like the video, drop a comment if you're so inclined. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week.